So, because I'm an idiot, I decided to try to make my own BJD. I kind of have a novel I want to write that I've had the idea of since I was 16, so 6 years, I guess, and I only really started developing it. And I kind of wanted to make a model doll's house for them, and I wanted to have the characters to scale to the BJD that I purchased, the bunny boy. And well, that was the start of this debacle. So I did have a plan. I worked out how the existing BJD worked vaguely and decided to just go. I mean, it's quite cheap in terms of labor, not at all cheap, but in terms of a bored student, cheap, because it's just air dry clay and ingenuity. I luckily was given some tools and just from crafting had some other things to help me, but I'm going to show you through my process of failure and learning and processing. In the background, it should have been playing my planning for the BJD. So I want to make 3 characters. I want to make a new faceplate for the existing BJD, and a new slightly taller elf character and a slightly less tall female character, human, and that's basically the basics. I don't think I had such a consistent art style plan at this point, so I know 100% I'm kind of quite far in. I'm not in stringing or anything yet, but I've done quite a lot of it. I've cut it up. This is the episode of me making the basic one and planning. Then it's kind of cutting up into areas and sculpting the body. Then when you've sculpted the body, the planning for, well, maybe another episode of sculpting the body, I might put it into sections. Then trying to work out joints, and then kind of trying to perfect what we have kind of mixed in the two of them. It's really hard to look back, and it was kind of a bit of an obsession. I had finished my dissertation and essays, and I was 2 weeks waiting for my essays to be checked, so it was a welcome distraction, and I hope I'll release once a month to show my progress and tell you how I would do it differently if I did it now. With vague planning completed, I got some wire as a wire base and used toilet paper and tissue paper and saran wrap and just paper, newspapery brown paper, to kind of make the body cavity for the arms, torso and legs. This is important in terms of size because this is the minimum size that the clay interior is going to be. I would put a lot more effort into the arms. I understand now. So first tip is to use foam board or get one of those pre-made kind of structures of where the chest goes out and stuff that you can see on Etsy. It's a terrible description I'm giving. I might try that out with another doll, but basically you should plan out far more than me and try to have a smooth foam interior rather than my shoddy stuffing. And then the saran wrap helps to be able to lift the clay off of your internal cavity skeleton, whatever kind of morbid creation that we're making. Once your skeleton is secured, I think I also used a bit of tape, especially on the crotch area, making sure it's not bulgy in an awkward way, and you can start putting clay on. I would recommend, as I read as a tip, that you do lots of thin layers, but I just kind of whacked it on and then waited for like 2 days. I waited a day. I wasn't that good at waiting, but everyone has some sort of instinctive knowledge of what the human body looks like. I mean, we grew up around them, so I would say one of the important things is the neck. So I left an extra peg for the neck. I made a skewy neck and did not end well. And also, I would say I didn't really think about the joints enough because I hadn't really processed them at that point. So think about where the shoulders sit more. Think about symmetry more than I did. And I kind of have rough sketches of where the knees would be and all of where the kind of vague joints would be. But it does help to think of them before you start. So I think that's kind of all of the advice for this one. I'm just gonna let you relax and watch my physical labour. Yeah. Thank you, come again, guys. Hope you enjoyed the relaxing nonsense.
Yeah.